Welcome student. Today we will start discussion on the introduction of climatology. We have already finished geomorphological topics, okay? Now see, as far as the question of climatology is concerned, what is the meaning of climatology? It is important aspect. Again you see, what is the meaning of atmosphere? It is also important. Why particularly Earth holds atmosphere? What is the role of atmosphere? And again particularly you see, when you will understand the climatology topics if clearly now, then it will be highly helpful to understand environmental issues or ecosystem. Getting well now? So actually you see, what is the meaning of climatology? First, particularly, we will discuss the evolution of Earth's atmosphere. Several theories have been propounded to explain the origin of the Earth. Every theory considered that initially Earth was existing in the gaseous form. Getting well now? When Earth came into origin, it was existing in the gaseous form. This was the position of the Earth. Getting well? Actually, in the central part of the Earth, there was high concentration of gases, and in the outer peripheral region, the density of gases were low. Getting well now? Density of gases were low. At that time, it was literally tough for the geographer to identify which part be considered as the Earth and which part be considered as the Earth atmosphere. So climatologists consider that the central part of the Earth having high density of gases was considered Earth proper, okay? And outer peripheral region having low density of the gases are referred to as primary atmosphere. Getting well now? What is the meaning of primary atmosphere? It means at the time of evolution of the Earth, whatever atmosphere the Earth was having is referred to as primary atmosphere. Getting well now? Now see, why Earth holds atmosphere? So it is the gravitational pull of the Earth, which is responsible for Earth atmosphere. Okay, the planet having no gravitational pull will not have any particularly atmosphere, and at the same time you should know that atmosphere act as a thermoregulatory instrument. Getting well? It refers that the meaning of this is actually atmosphere is responsible to maintain the temperature of the Earth's surface. If there will be no atmosphere, then there will be sharp fall in the temperature condition and the Earth's surface will be covered with the snow. Getting well? So actually gravitational pull is important to hold the atmosphere, and again if any particularly planet, since you know that Earth is also a planet, is having that gravitational pull, then only it will have atmosphere, otherwise it will not have the atmosphere and will remain covered with the snow, right? So at the time of origin of the Earth, whatever atmosphere the Earth attended was having is referred to as primary atmosphere, and the primary atmosphere was made up of primordial gases. Okay, what is the meaning of primordial gases? The star-born gases are referred to as primordial gases. So you can say that at the time of its origin, at the time of the origin of the Earth was having primary atmosphere, and primary atmosphere was made up of primordial gases, that is star-born gases. You know one important point. What happened with the primary atmosphere? So you see, you know that gravitational pull is responsible to hold the atmospheric gases. So as far as the question of gravitational pull is concerned, if any substance exists in the gaseous form, if any substance exists in the liquid form, and if any substance exists in the solid form, okay, this is liquid and this is solid. Getting well now? Actually, this is gaseous form, gaseous state of matter, this is liquid state of matter, and this is solid of state of matter. If gravitational pull associated with the gaseous matter is G1, right, with liquid material is G2, and with the solid part it is G3, then G1 is less than G2 is less than G3. Getting well now? So it is obvious that at the time of origin of the Earth, since Earth was existing in the gaseous form, it was having very weak gravitational pull. At the same time, you see the primary atmosphere was made up of primordial gases, and primordial gases were highly energized. Okay, that's why the existing gravitational pull of the Earth was not capable to hold the atmosphere for a long time, and primordial gases escaped outside the escaped in the space or in the universe, and Earth became atmosphereless. Getting well? When Earth became atmosphereless, you see, then what happened? I have already said that atmosphere is responsible to maintain the temperature of the Earth's surface. So with the loss of primary atmosphere, there occurred sharp fall in the temperature condition of the Earth, and Earth, the state of matter constituting the Earth, converted from gaseous to liquid state. Getting well now? Right? Why particularly cooling process started? You can say that cooling of the Earth started due to the loss of the primary atmosphere. Getting well? Okay? And finally, particularly you see, it further cooled down, and finally it attained the solid form, solid state. Getting well? So actually, loss of primary atmosphere, you can say, is responsible, right, for the change in the state of matter, right from gas to liquid, and finally in the solid state. Getting well? You see, according to the law of physics, when any particularly substance converts its state from liquid to solid, right, enormous volume of gases are liberated, and this process is referred to as degassing process. Degassing process. Getting well now? Right? So due to degassing process, gases were available. At the same time, since Earth was changing its state from gas to liquid and finally into solid form, the gravitational pull of the Earth was also gradually increasing. Okay? Right? Was also gradually increasing. That's why Earth again attained another atmosphere, and this atmosphere is referred to as secondary atmosphere. Secondary atmosphere. Okay? You see, first Earth was originally having primary atmosphere. Primary atmosphere was made up of primordial gases, that is starborn gas, right? Actually, Earth could not maintain the primary atmosphere for the long time because its gravitational pull was very low. Though when primary atmosphere was lost, then there occurred sharp fall in the temperature of the Earth, and it caused the conversion of Earth, or a change in state of Earth from gas to liquid, and finally in the solid state. Okay? When any substance changes its state from liquid to solid, enormous volume of gases are liberated, and this process is referred to as degassing process. On one hand, gases were available. On the other hand, gravitational pull was gradually increasing. That's why Earth again attained the atmosphere, acquired the atmosphere, and this atmosphere is referred to as secondary atmosphere. The basic difference between the primary atmosphere and secondary atmosphere is the primary atmosphere was made up of primordial gases, whereas secondary atmosphere is defined as a chemical mixture of gases. Chemical mixture of gases. Okay? Why it is referred to as chemical mixture of gas? Because most of the gases remained in the form of compound. Okay? Right? Most of the gases remained in the form of compound. Getting well now? And you see, again, there occurred change in the atmosphere of the Earth, right, during pre-Cambrian period. During pre-Cambrian period, Earth again attended another atmosphere, okay? And this atmosphere is referred to as tertiary atmosphere. Getting well now? This atmosphere is referred to as tertiary atmosphere, and this tertiary atmosphere is also referred to as present day atmosphere, okay? And tertiary atmosphere is defined as mechanical mixture of gas, mechanical mixture of gas, because most of the gases remain in the form of element. Getting well? So how particularly atmosphere evolved, it is clear now? Right? Actually, the evolution of atmosphere started with the evolution of the Earth. Initially, Earth was having primary atmosphere, which was made up of primordial gases. It was lost to the outer space because of the weak gravitational pull of the Earth. The loss of primary atmosphere caused sharp fall in the temperature condition, which caused the change in the state of the Earth from gas to liquid and finally into the solid form. Okay. During this process, when the Earth was changing its state from liquid to solid, enormous volume of gases were liberated, and this process is referred to as degassing process. As a result of degassing process, again and on one hand, right, gases were available. On the other hand, due to the change in the state from liquid to solid, gas to liquid and finally to solid state, the gravitational pull was gradually increasing. Okay, that's why Earth again attended secondary atmosphere. But during secondary atmosphere is defined as chemical mixture of gases, because most of the gases remain in the form of chemical compound. Again, during pre-Cambrian period, there occurred compositional change in the atmospheric gases, and hence Earth attended tertiary atmosphere, and tertiary atmosphere is defined as the present day atmosphere, and it is defined as the mechanical mixture of gas. So we have three types of atmosphere so far: primary atmosphere, secondary atmosphere, and tertiary atmosphere. Tertiary atmosphere is defined as mechanical mixture of gas, because most of the gases are in the form of element. Getting well now? So how Earth attended the atmosphere, it is clear now? Okay. Now see, it means particularly Earth is surrounded from all the sides by the mechanical mixture of gases, and this particularly this gaseous part is referred to as atmosphere. Getting well now? What is the meaning of atmosphere? So presently atmosphere is defined as the mechanical mixture of gases. Why mechanical? Why not chemical? Because most of the gases are in the form of element. Getting well? And the branch of geography which deals with the study of atmosphere is referred to as climatology. Climatology. What is the meaning of climatology? It is clear, right? Actually, the branch of geography which deals with the study of atmosphere is referred to as climatology. We have two terms. One is atmosphere and second is climatology. Okay. So you see the term atmosphere was derived from the term atoms. ATOMS means, refers to or means water droplet. Water droplet. What is the meaning of the term atoms? The meaning of the term atoms is water droplet. Why? You see, why this term was used? So you see, most of the atmospheric phenomena are associated with the change in the state of water. When water converts from liquid to gas, it is referred to evaporation. When water converts from gas to liquid or solid, it is referred to as condensation. Okay? And again, when atmospheric humidity falls back on the Earth's surface, it is referred to as precipitation. Getting well now? So it is the water component which causes change in this area. It is clear now? So that's why the term atmosphere is broadly used to indicate this gaseous part, because actually it not is only different type of gases. Atmosphere consists of gas. It also contains water droplet and dust particles. These are the three constituents of the atmosphere. Getting well now? So what is the meaning of atmosphere? Getting well? Now, the branch of geography which deals with the study of atmosphere is referred to as climatology. Why particularly this term was used? So you must particularly know one important aspect. The term climatology was derived from the term clima, K-L-I-M-A. Okay? Getting well now? Clima. The meaning of clima is angle of insolation. Angle of insolation. What is the meaning of insolation? So whatever solar radiation enter in the Earth atmosphere is referred to as insolation. The full meaning of insolation is incoming solar radiation. Getting well now? So actually the term clima refers to the angle of insolation. It is clear? And from this term, this clima get converted into climatology in popular sense by geographer. Okay? And this is branch of geography which deals with the study of atmosphere. Getting well now? Why the term clima was used to explain the atmospheric condition of the Earth, you should understand the fact. Okay? Actually, there are three factors. There are three active factors affecting the atmospheric condition. The first factor is affecting the atmospheric condition. The first factor is temperature. Temperature is the first factor. Second factor is pressure. And third factor is humidity. Getting well done? There are three factors which collectively determine the atmospheric condition of the Earth. One is temperature, second is pressure, and third one is humidity. Humidity means water content of the air. Getting well now? So as far as the question of temperature is concerned, temperature is proportional to angle of insolation. Getting well now? You see, suppose this is the Earth's surface where angle of insolation is 30 degree. A is the place. B is the place where angle of insolation is 60 degree. And C is the place where angle of insolation is 90 degree. Okay? We have already said that temperature is proportional to angle of insolation, or heating effect is proportional to angle of insolation. It is obvious that out of the three places, namely A, B, C, since angle of insolation at A is minimum, that's why it will be cold. Okay? And since angle of insolation at C is highest, that is 90 degree, that's why it is warmest zone on the Earth's surface. Getting well now? So angle of insolation determines the temperature factor. Okay? Temperature condition. Getting well? Actually, you see the angle of insolation range between 0 to 90 degree. It is because of this factor that suppose this is our surface, this is equator, 0 degree, right, latitude, this is 23.5 degree, 23.5 degree north, this is 23.5 degree south, okay, this is 66.5 degree north, and this is 66.5 degree south, and this is 90 degree south. Getting well now? This is 90 degree north, okay? So actually in this zone, the angle of insolation range between 60 to 90. Highest angle of insolation is recorded. That's why this zone is the high temperature zone and referred to as tropical zone. TROPICAL, tropical zone. Okay? In tropical zone, the temperature is highest. Why? Because angle of insolation is maximum now. Okay? This area is also referred to as macrothermal zone or energy surplus zone. Okay? Again, you see the zone located between 23.5 to 66.5 degree latitude in both the hemisphere, in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. In this area, the angle of insolation range between 30 to 60. Okay? Okay, and this zone is referred to as temperate zone. Temperate zone. This is also temperate zone. This is A, this is B. B are temperate zone. Okay, getting well now? Here angle of insolation range between 30 to 60 degree now. So that's why temperate zone is also referred to as in the intermediate temperature zone, okay, or balance energy zone, or mesothermal zone. And here between 66.5 to 90 degree in both the hemisphere, the angle of insolation range between in this area, the angle of insolation range between 0 to 30 degree. 30 degree, getting well? 0 to 30 degree is the 0 degree to 30 degree is the angle of insolation, right? Between 66.5 degree to 90 degree. Getting well now? So since angle of insolation is minimum, so that's why very low temperature condition prevail here, and this zone is referred to as polar zone or microthermal zone or higher latitudinal zone or energy deficient zone. Getting well? So actually the classification of Earth's surface into tropical zone, temperate zone and polar zone or frigid zone is based on the angle of insolation. Getting well now? And angle of insolation, since angle of insolation is proportional to temperature, so that's why you can say that angle of insolation determines the temperature factor. Getting well? Now see, actually how temperature is associated with angle of insolation. Getting well now? Now second factor affecting the atmospheric condition is pressure. It is also important factor. Pressure is another factor determining the atmospheric condition. Getting well? Okay, determining the atmospheric condition. Okay, so I've said that there are three factors affecting the atmospheric condition. One was temperature factor. Second factor is pressure, and third factor is humidity. So I said that temperature is, or a heating effect is proportional to angle of insolation, and angle of insolation is referred to as climate. Getting well now? Angle of insolation is referred to as climate. Again, see, the second factor affecting the atmospheric condition is the pressure. So according to gaseous law, P is inversely proportional to T. Getting well now? Right? There is inverse relation between pressure and that of temperature. Right? More will be the temperature, less will be the pressure, and less will be the temperature, more will be the pressure, and vice versa. As for example, in equatorial zone, since temperature is highest, that's why equatorial zone is the zone of low pressure belt. Right? It is referred to equatorial low pressure belt. On the other hand, low temperature conditions prevail in the polar zone. So that's why polar zone is referred to as, right, polar high pressure zone. Getting well now? So actually pressure also depends on the temperature, and temperature depends on climate. You know, right? Climate means angle of insolation. It means again pressure is determined by the angle of insolation, that is climate. Getting well? It means temperature, which is one factor affecting the atmospheric condition, is affected by climate. Okay, that is angle of insolation. Pressure is the second factor which also influences the atmospheric condition. And third factor affecting the atmospheric condition is referred to as humidity. But the humidity means humid water content of the air. So as far as the question of humidity is concerned, you must keep in mind, you must know that moisture retaining capacity is proportional to temperature. Okay, it means more will be the temperature, more will be the moisture retaining capacity, less will be the temperature, less will be the moisture retaining capacity. Actually, you must you must be clear about this is moisture retaining capacity, not the actual amount of water present. Okay, because actual amount of water present depends on two factors. One is temperature, and second probably sources of water. If there is no source of water, then the air will remain dry, will not contain humidity. It is clear, na? As for example, in Thar desert, despite the fact that temperature is high, moisture retaining capacity is high, but it is dry because sources of water are not available. Similarly, is the condition of Sahara desert, Australian desert, etc. getting well? Okay, but moisture retaining capacity to hold the atmosphere is proportional to temperature, and temperature, right, depends on climate, right? That is angle of insolation getting well. It is obvious that more will be temperature. Suppose particularly at 1 degree Celsius, the air possesses the capacity to hold 1 liter water. At 5 degree, 5 liter water. At 10 degree, 10 liter water. It is clear now. So actually, moisture retaining capacity is proportional to that of temperature now. More will be the temperature, more will be the moisture retaining capacity, and actually temperature depends on climate. So it is obvious that the three factors affecting the atmospheric condition, namely temperature, pressure, and humidity, depends on the angle of insolation, that is climate. That's why the branch of geography deals with that, which deals with the atmosphere, is referred to as climatology. Clear now, right? So actually, what is the meaning of climatology? It is clear now, right? So since suppose particularly in desert area, temperature is high, rainfall is less. This is desert. In particularly in equatorial zone, rainfall is high, temperature is also high, right? So it is a specific type of climatic condition. It is clear now. So actually, out of the three factors, temperature and humidity is considered as active factor, and pressure is considered as passive factor. But overall, atmospheric condition is determined by all the three factors collectively. Clear? Now see, Earth is surrounded. It means in your syllabus, you will have to study about temperature, right? Like heat budget, inversion of temperature, type of particular topics I will discuss. Again, pressure factor, pressure belt on the surface, humidity, right? It is associated with the condensation, cloud formation, type of precipitation, form of precipitation, etc. It is clear. Again, you see Earth is, I have said that Earth is surrounded from all the sides by mechanical mixture of gas. Okay, by mechanical mixture of gas, and this mechanical mixture of gas is called, atmosphere is defined as the mechanical mixture of gas, and mechanical mixture of gas is referred to as air, right? हिंदी में इसको वायु के नाम से जानते हैं. Getting well? Again, you see on the basis of direction there are two type of air. If there is vertical movement of the air, okay, or if there is horizontal movement of the air. So if there is vertical movement of the air, then it is referred to as air current. Air current. Getting well now? Right? If there is vertical movement of the air, then it is referred to as air current. And when there is horizontal movement of the air, then only it is referred to as wind. Wind का मतलब पवन और air current का मतलब वायुधारा. Okay. Again, you see there are two components now. Actually, if there is upward upliftment of the air, it is referred to ascending column of air current. Okay. And if there is downward descending component of the air, it is referred to descending column of air current. Okay. Getting well? So there are two components. Wherever, right, wherever particularly you see the air will uplift, it will create low pressure. Getting well? It will create cyclonic condition, and it favors the cloud formation, and area is expected to get rainfall. On the other hand, wherever there will be downward descending column of thermoconductive current, high pressure will be created. High pressure will be created. Anti-cyclonic condition will prevail. It will not favor the cloud formation, and the area will remain dry. So this condition is available in desert area. Getting well now? Again, you see, when there occur horizontal movement of the air, it is referred to as wind. So there are three types of wind, namely primary circulation, secondary circulation, and tertiary circulation. Getting well now? primary circulation. Actually, I am defining primary circulation. Those winds which blow in the fixed direction throughout the year are referred to as primary circulation. Those winds which blow in a fixed direction throughout the year are referred to as primary circulation. Example of primary circulation are trade wind, westerly wind, and polar easterly wind. As they affect the largest part of the earth, that's why it is referred to as macro level wind. Okay, they are also referred to as planetary wind. Getting well now? Trade wind, westerly wind, and polar easterly are the example of primary circulation. And primary circulation defined as the wind, which blow in a fixed direction throughout the year, not change their direction throughout the year. Getting well? Under secondary circulation, those winds are included which change the direction at least once in a year. At least once in a year, they will change their direction. Getting well now? Right? Examples are cyclone, anticyclone, air mass, front, monsoon. They are the example of secondary circulation. Getting well? Right? And secondary circulation is also referred to as meso-level wind, MESO, Madhyamastariya. Getting well? And under tertiary circulation, local winds are included which develop due to extremely local conditions like Chinook, Phone, Mistral, Bora, Doctor, blood rain, Harmattan. Okay, they are the local wind which is developed due to extremely local condition. Getting well? So in climatology, we have to study temperature factor, pressure factor, humidity, that is cloud formation, precipitation, etc. Again, we have to discuss about atmospheric circulation, mobility of the wind, including air current as well as wind. Right? One will have to study about cyclone, anticyclone, air mass, front, monsoon, right? And also the impact of the local wind. Getting well now? Right? And you see, the long-term atmospheric condition in any area is referred to as climate, whereas the short-term atmospheric condition is referred to as atmosphere. Getting well now? Is referred to as season. Okay? So, long-term atmospheric condition is referred to as climate, and short-term atmospheric condition is referred to as season. Okay? Climate not normally change. Okay? Right? But there occur change in the season. Getting well now? So, actually, we have to study Köppen's classification in our syllabus. We have to study Thorntvedt classification. Getting well now? So, these are the important topics. Again, applied climatology, because you see, now the geography holds anthropocentric approach. That is, previously there was a geocentric approach in which physical aspect was mainly given to us, but now we have anthropocentric approach. It means particularly in geographical study, the human activity is considered, man is considered as a focal point for geographical study. Okay, so that's why in every topic applied aspect was included, even in geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. Right? Best of luck. Okay, from tomorrow we will discuss every topic one by one. Best of luck.